Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Enoch Gaming YouTube channel. Today, I have a very special video for you all, and that is 10 D&D spells that you are not using correctly. Shall we roll the intro? Thank you for joining us today on the Enoch Gaming channel. Please remember to drop a like, hit subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and if you are interested in any merchandise, or as you young kids call it, merch, please click the link below. It would make me so happy. Now, on with the video. Thank you again. Wow, how wonderful. Alrighty, so let's start in order, shall we? Alrighty. So, I guess technically these aren't in full order, but first we have gaseous form. Now, gaseous form is a 3rd level transmutation spell. The casting time is 1 action, the range is touch, components are visual, somatic, and I can't remember what that says. Oh, material. It needs a bit of gauze and a wisp of smoke. The duration, concentration for up to 1 hour. The classes that can use this are Sorcerer, Warlock, and Wizard. The spell reads, you transform a willing creature you touch along with everything it's wearing and carrying into a misty cloud for the duration. The spell ends if the creature drops to 0 hit points. An incorporeal creature isn't affected while in this form. The target's only method of movement is a flying speed of 10 feet. The target can enter and occupy the space of another creature. The target has resistance to non-magical damage, and it has advantage on strength, dexterity, and constitution saving throws. The target can pass through small holes, narrow openings, or even mere cracks, though it treats liquids as though they were solid surfaces. The target can't fall and remains hovering in the air even when stunned or otherwise incapacitated. While in the form of a misty cloud, the target can't talk or manipulate objects, and any objects it was carrying or holding can't be dropped, used, or otherwise interacted with. The target can't attack or cast spells. Now, you might be wondering, well, how am I using this wrong? If I ever use this, is to quickly get away from an opponent in the middle of a battle because we're losing, or it is to make an unconscious person weightless so that we can carry them easier. Or, you know what I mean, or make a prisoner, I don't know. Yeah, there are a plethora of different ways to use this, but I say that you're using it wrong because you can, if we refer to the exact text, the target can pass through small holes, narrow openings, and even mere cracks. So, if you... Oh, and also, this is part of it, it can occupy space, or it can occupy the space of a creature. So, what exactly do you need to do with this because you're using it wrong? Well, you need to fly into the creature, either through its mouth or through its nose, and use that as a tiny hole or crack, and get inside of its body. Once inside the body, drop concentration. Now, you need to make sure that the person that you're sending in there can handle the pressure that is about to take place. So, you are, in fact, inside of the person, and then once concentration is dropped, you revert back to your normal form, killing whoever you were inside because people can't handle other people inside of them. For example, and I'm going to reference them a couple times, Critical Role. They don't use it like this, as far as I'm aware. But if you took, let's say, let's see, who would use this? Let's say Tiberius, Stormwind, decided to join the party for one last hoorah while he was off on his great adventures and they ran into each other. Let's say he cast gaseous form on Grog, Strongjaw. Wait, did I say Stormjaw? I meant Stormwind for Tiberius. And then Grog Strongjaw. What if Tiberius cast gaseous form on Grog? He turned into gas, and Grog's instructions were to fly into another person, and then Tiberius would drop concentration, thus turning Grog back into Grog, killing the person he was inside. There you go. Now you know one way to abuse gaseous form. Next up, we have grease. Now, almost no one ever takes grease, and it's because it's a dumb spell. But grease is a first level conjuration spell. Casting time is 1 action, range 60 feet. Components are visual, somatic, and material. The materials are a bit of pork rind or butter, and the duration is 1 minute. Also, you can use bacon as a material component instead of pork rind or butter. Anyway, but they don't really have bacon in D&D, technically. Anyway, the duration is 1 minute, and the classes that can use this are wizard, and that's it. Now, what it does is, slick grease covers the ground in a 10-foot square centered at a point within range and turns into difficult terrain for the duration. When the grease appears, each creature standing in its area must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or fall prone. The creature that enters the area or ends its turn there must also succeed on a dexterity saving throw or fall prone. So how are you using this wrong, if you're using it at all? Let's talk about that. Well, you see, most people, if they use grease, the small majority of people that use grease, they will cast it to make just, hard to walk terrain, but they're not using it properly or to its full potential. For example, if you are on an incline and you cast grease, that makes everyone running across the incline slip and fall and probably roll down to the bottom of the incline. So, let's say that you're on a cliff's edge or you're on a steep mountain battling foes, and you, as the wizard, cast grease in the 10-foot area where a lot of enemies are. Well, they fall off the mountain, or at least most of them do, and all the ones that don't, let's say you have a druid or someone who can cast fly, either the druid can gust them and slide them off the mountain, and it's a lot easier with grease, which would raise the dexterity check that they would have to make while being pushed. Or if someone has fly, they can fly up to people and push them off. It makes things a lot easier. And also, for comedic reasons, if you are in a water closet or, bathroom or whatever you want to call it, you cast grease on the floor, people are going to be slipping everywhere while in the bathroom, and that's pretty freaking funny. Anyway, or let's say you're in a grand meeting with the king of Zimbabwe or something like that, whatever. And they're in a very important meeting, and all of a sudden the king is giving a big speech, walking around, and then you cast grease. Obviously you'd roll a sleight of hand check is to make sure that no one noticed you cast grease, and and the king or whoever, maybe you don't like them, or whoever slips and falls, and it's super funny. Anyway, that's how you're using grease wrong. To the next one. I know what you're thinking. Hypnotic pattern. No one takes that either because it's garbage. Now, hypnotic pattern is a 3rd level illusion. Casting time is 1 action. The range is 120 feet. Components are... crap. I can't remember what S is. I can't remember. Why can't I remember what it is? The components are material, and I think it's means the movement. I can't remember what it's called for some reason. Anyway, the materials are a glowing stick of incense or crystal vial filled with phosphorescent material, and the duration is up to 1 minute with concentration. The classes that can use this are Bard, Sorcerer, Warlock, and Wizard. And what it does is you create a twisting pattern of colors that weaves through the air inside a 30-foot cube within range. The pattern appears for a moment and vanishes. Each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. While charmed by the spell, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0. The spell ends for an affected creature if it takes any damage or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor. So, how are you using hypnotic, there you go, pattern wrong? Well, let me tell you. Man, I need to pee, but we will get to we'll hurry and get to the hypnotic pattern bit. So, let's go back to the king of Zimbabwe again. Let's say you're chilling and he's giving a big speech. Everyone's eyes are focused on him. So what do? And you cast the hypnotic pattern while he's giving his big speech. Alright, so when casting that, you make sure everyone's looking. Make sure that your party is not looking, obviously. And then you cast it, okay? Then everyone in the room, or at least most people, get distracted for a solid minute. That is when you have one of your party members, or someone, let's say you're tasked on killing the king of Zimbabwe or whatever, and you put, and one of your party members runs up, puts a bomb, some form of explosive, or like cast delayed fireball or something, and makes it, and puts it on the king, runs back, sits down, then all of a sudden, you either drop concentration or you wait to the end, and all of a sudden, task complete. Everyone was distracted, no one knows what happened. Also, you can use this to, let's say you're at a wedding or some sort of event, and a lot of people are standing, or someone at the center focus is standing, and then you cause that to happen. Let's say everyone gets distracted. You, as long as you do not shake the person to get them out of it or deal them damage, can do whatever you want to that person. So, you pants them. And that's how you are using hypnotic pattern incorrectly. Anyway, on to the next one. Irresistible Dance. Irresistible Dance is a 6th level enchantment. Casting time is 1 action, range 30 feet. Components are visual. Duration is concentration for up to 1 minute. The classes that can use this are Bard and Wizard. Choose 1 creature that you can see within range. The target begins a comic dance in place, shuffling, tapping its feet, and capering for the duration. Creatures that can't be charmed are immune to the spell. A dancing creature must use all its movement to dance without leaving its space, and has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws and attack rolls. While the target is affected by this spell, other creatures have advantage on attack rolls against it. As an action, a dancing creature makes a wisdom saving throw to regain control of itself. On a successful save, the spell ends. Now, every round is 6 seconds, which means this lasts for a total of 10 rounds. Let's talk about why you're using it wrong. Let's do it. Well, I would say that most of you are using it wrong because none of you are using it, as it is a 6th level spell. Now, I do not recommend actually using it unless you are a bard. Never use it if you're a wizard. There are many better 6th level spells. Bards aren't good anyway, so take the trash where it needs to be. Anyway, so here's how you're using it wrong. Let's say most people are gonna use it in the midst of a battle, when it is most necessary for them to escape or deal damage to someone. So the bard is going to be like, I believe that you can dance, and then he's going to cast it, right? Or he's just going to look at him and be like, dance. and then, like, do what bards do. Everyone gets to hit them, yada yada yada, boom, bang, damage is done, magic. But the best time to use it, let's go back to that King of Zimbabwe scenario. So, King of Zimbabwe is up there giving a speech. He's like, people of Zimbabwe, I am your king, and yada yada yada, and other garbage, because, whatever. And you don't really like the king, maybe he's a douche or something, and you cast Irresistible Dance, and he just starts dancing in the middle of his elegant speech. He's going to be embarrassed. He's not going to know what to do with his life. The chances, if you use this spell in the right scenario, it could lead to something that you've always wanted. Now, the good thing about this spell is that there are no saving throws that can be taken against it once it's cast. Well, as it's cast. So, they have to do it for at least one round. Use that as you will. Anyway, you see, I seem to have forgotten something. But what is it? Oh yes, that's right. It is that our next spell is Modify Memory. So, Modify Memory, 5th level enchantment, casting time. I'm gonna choose an accent now. Casting time is 1 action. The range is 30 feet. In the components are visual and somatic. Duration, concentration up to 1 minute. The classes that can use this are Bard and Wizard. I don't know what accent I'm doing, if I'm being honest with you. You attempt to reshape another creature's memories. No, I'm just gonna... You attempt to reshape another creature's memories. One creature that you can see must make a wisdom saving throw. If you are not fighting the creature, or if you are fighting the creature, sorry, it has advantage on the saving throw. On a failed save, the target becomes charmed by you for the duration. The charmed target is incapacitated and unaware of its surroundings, though it can still hear you. If it takes any damage or is targeted by another spell, the spell ends, and none of the memories are modified. While this charm lasts, you can affect the target's memory of any of an event that it experienced within the last 24 hours. And that lasts no more than 10 minutes. You can permanently eliminate all memory of the event, allow the target to recall the event with perfect clarity and exact detail, exchange the memory of the details of the event, and create a memory of some other event. You must speak to the target to describe how its memories are affected, and it must be able to understand your language for the modified memories to take root. Its mind fills in any gaps in the details of your description. If the spell ends before you have finished describing the modified memories, the creature's memory isn't altered. Otherwise, the modified memories take hold when the spell ends. A modified memory doesn't necessarily affect how the creature behaves, particularly if the memory contradicts the creature's natural inclinations, alignments, or beliefs. An illogical modified memory, such as implanting a memory of how the creature enjoyed dousing itself in acid, is dismissed. Perhaps a bad dream. The DM or GM might deem a modified memory too nonsensical to affect a creature in a magnificent manner. To remove curse or remove curse or greater restoration spell cast on the target restores the creature's true memory. At higher levels, if you cast this spell using a slot of 6th level or higher, you can alter the target's memory of an event that took place up to 7 days ago at 6th level, 30 days ago 7th level, or 1 year ago 8th level, or any time in the creature's past at 9th level. So, how are you using this wrong? Let's look. So. You are using this wrong because most of the time that it is used, it's probably like, let's say that, you are the advisor to a king, and that king signs a contract that you do not approve of. Well, you can modify his memory and switch the documents, or modify the memory and make him think that he threw away the document and because he did not agree with it. That is one way that is most commonly used. I'm gonna give you 2 examples of how you can use it. That would be fun and entertaining. So the first way that you can use it is, let's say you have a rare and powerful artifact that shouldn't come into the hands of evil. In fact, shouldn't come into the hands of anyone. It's a very dangerous device. Well, you can teleport to that location that you are going to hide it in. Hide it. Like, let's say that you and a druid or something go into a mountain area, like teleport to these mountains in the middle of them, and you just and the druid stone shapes a hole in the mountain. You put the artifact in, and the druid closes it back up, and then you teleport back to your location. Well, at that point, you can have either a bard or a wizard change your memory so that you no longer remember where you hid it. That way, no one remembers, and even if it's tortured out of you, nothing will come from you because that memory won't exist. That was just one way. Another way is, let's say you are not that great in the bedroom. I think you can see where I'm going with this. You or a friend who is a wizard or bard can alter the memory of the person that you... And, well, they can, you can make them think that it was the best time of their lives, or that you lasted a lot longer than you did. Anyway, on with the next... Actually, no, not on with the next one. In fact, I think that this deserves a part 2, as we are already 22 minutes in. So, if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, hit subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and thank you so much for joining me. I'm Anarch from Anarch Gaming. Go check out the merch down below. Alright, leave a comment answering the question of which spell you think is the most unused or being used incorrectly, and tell me why or how to properly use it. Now, thank you so much. I'm Anarch from Anarch Gaming, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!